a presentation of WGN Sports.
We think about summer, and here on June 29th, we're thinking about snow. It's not quite that cold, but it has really cooled off here on the north side. Wind blowing in tonight, clear skies above, and we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Pirates and Cubs in the middle game of a three-game series. We welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs just cannot seem to get this season on track. A 2-1 loss to the Pirates last night. The Pirates have been really bad against pretty much everybody, but they've been great against the Cubs.
You know, in the last 3 or 4 years, the one thing the Cubs could count on was getting healthy against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Regardless of how they played against anybody else, they beat up on the Pirates, including the 10-4 record last season. But it's been a completely different story this year.
The Cubs basically continue to get quality starts. They got one from Randy Wells in a no decision last night. And, Bob, they've gotten them from Ted Lilly all season, but he has just 2 measly wins.
Well, that's through no fault of his own, obviously. Ted Lilly has thrown the ball extremely well this season, including this season against the Pirates. Just hasn't had much run support whatsoever.
For the Pirates last night, Paul Maholm went 8 innings, their longest start of the year. Jeff Karstens has bounced back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen. He's been okay as a starter.
Yeah, 3 starts at the beginning of the season, 6 relief appearances. His first start coming back to the rotation was against the Cubs in Pittsburgh. He pitched pretty well in that game.
Well, it's game 2 of the final homestand of the first half. Cubs will hit the road next week. There were some positives last night, some good defense by the Cubs and decent pitching, but again, they came up short. We'll see if they can even up this series tonight. Pirates and Cubs next. Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. By Pepsi, every Pepsi refreshes the world. Submit your idea at refresheverything.com. And by Illinois Lottery's newest game, Powerball Wednesday and Saturday jackpots start at $20 million. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO. La Tremenda's Chicago Spanish language sports leader, Elio Benitez and Hector Fabregas, have the call in Spanish tonight. And Ted Lilly ready to work. Jose Tabata takes strike one. He won the game with an RBI double in the ninth last night. Get the rest of the Pirates lineup for you here momentarily. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Hope you brought a jacket tonight, partner.
I did, but as always, I'm going to save it until I really need it, which will be soon.
Popped into right. Kosuke Fukudome. Still a little sun out in right. Now the rest of John Russell's Pirate lineup, Andy LaRoche at second base. They're playing two men short. More on that in a second. McCutchen and Jones have had a big year against the Cubs. Millage in right. Alvarez, the rookie, at third. Ryan Dohm at catching. Ronnie Cedeno at short. And Jeff Karstens is on the mound. Andy LaRoche was their third baseman until Pedro Alvarez got called up. So LaRoche tonight making just his third career start at second. And you see the ERA for Ted Lilly. He's getting the worst run support in the majors. The Cubs have not scored more than 3 runs in any of his starts while he's been on the mound. That's why he's 2-6. Two and one on LaRoche. He's playing second tonight because their top 2 second basemen are out. We will not see Neil Walker in this series. He's back in Pittsburgh. He's dealing with a concussion after an outfield collision on Friday in Oakland. And Bobby Crosby collided with Lastings Millage last night, and he's out with concussion-like symptoms. And we may see him tomorrow, but we won't see him tonight. Tyler Colvin's going back on it, straightaway center, and the wind's going to help him out, keep it in the ballpark.
Well, let's check out how the Cubs take the field defensively behind Ted Lilly tonight. Brought to you by Pepsi. Every Pepsi refreshes the world. It should be Alfonso Soriano's turn in left field. Tyler Colvin with a catch in center. Kosuke Fukudome with a catch in right already. Ramirez, Castro, Terrio, and Lee across the infield. Coy Hill doing the catching tonight for left-hander Ted Lilly.
Ball one to Andrew McCutchen. Just 3 out of his last 27, although he did drive in one of the Pirates' 2 runs with a triple on Monday. That's a strike. And a ground ball base hit, so all 3 outfielders into the act, as you mentioned, but Soriano fielding a base hit instead of a fly ball. Now our Chrysler game forecast. 65 and dropping with that northeast wind. And it's brought to you by Chrysler. For more info on our vehicle lineup, log on to Chrysler.com or stop by your Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Chrysler dealer today. McCutchen with 19 steals, so the Cubs will have to keep an eye on him as Garrett Jones rips one into right. McCutchen will hold at second. Back-to-back 2-out singles, and that'll give Lastings Millage a chance.
Obviously, letting anybody with a bat in their hands can be dangerous. But McCutchen and Jones are the guys that have done a lot of damage against the Cubs this year. You love to get them to the plate with nobody in scoring position. And even though Ted Lilly surrendered back-to-back singles here with 2 outs, he got a good chance to get out of this inning.
Garrett Jones, a Chicago area native. Millage takes a strike. According to the crew chief working home plate tonight, that's Dale Scott.
Coy Hill's going to step out in front of home plate and relay some signs to his infielders to let them know where he's going to throw the ball should the Pirates attempt a double steal here with 2 outs. Normally not a strategic play you would normally employ, but Ted Lilly can be really slow to the plate with a runner at second base, and as you mentioned earlier, McCutchen has great speed and loves to run those bases.
The Pirates have the worst record in the National League at 26-50. And last night they snapped a 17-game road losing streak. Lilly's 0-1. Millage pops it up right side for Derek Lee. 2 hits, no runs for the Pirates. The Cubs are coming up from Wrigley. In the majors in runs scored. Fukudome, a rare start in right. Terrio, Lee, Ramirez. Tyler Colvin's in center for Bird. Soriano, Coy Hill catching. Castro hitting 8th. Ted Lilly still looking for that first hit of the year.
Quick look at the Pirates defensively. Tabata, McCutchen, and Millage across the outfield. Alvarez and Cedeno on the left side of the infield. Len mentioned Andy LaRoche better have his head on a swivel. He'll be playing second base. Garrett Jones over at first. Ryan Domet doing the catching once again tonight for right-hander Jeff Karstens.
In a dangerous spot, second base. Fukudome bounces to Ronnie Cedeno, who gets rid of it quickly, and a good stretch and picked by Garrett Jones at the other end.
Karstens will feature a 4-pitch mix. You'll see a lot of fastballs, a lot of sliders, especially against the right-handed hitters. He'll mix in an occasional curveball, an occasional straight changeup. And he will definitely pitch to contact. Highest percentage of pitches put into play in the National League. Jeff Karstens at the top of the list. 25% of his pitches end up getting put in play.
Ryan Terrio takes a heater for a strike. 2 hits last night, but also hit into a key double play to take the Cubs out of the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because Ryan Terrio had 2 really good at-bats earlier in the ball game when he got his base hits into right field, worked deep counts, and eventually shot the ball into right field.
Roche picks that humpback liner. And here's why the Pirates are playing a little short. This was in Oakland Friday night. Ryan Church is the right fielder. Neil Walker, the second baseman. Bang. Side of his head went right into the knee of Ryan Church. And then last night, It was Bobby Crosby, a very similar looking play.
Boy, Bobby Crosby took a shot last night. The shoulder of Plastic Village caught him right on the side of the head. He was a little woozy and down on the grass for quite some time before he finally recovered. Tried to stay in the ball game, but ultimately had to be replaced.
Derek Lee smacks it into left. So the number 3 hitters for both teams picking up a 2-out single to keep the inning alive. Here, Aramis Ramirez. Kick and the pitch outside, ball 1. I guess this isn't that surprising considering the rough season Ramirez has had. 171. He's hit 161, 5 for 31 with no homers and just 3 knocked in against the Pirates this season.
And historically, the Pirates are a team that he has hit extremely well, especially at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Has looked much better at the plate since coming back off the disabled list with that left thumb injury.
Millage diving, and he trapped it. The throw's going to go to third. Derek will get in standing as it was offline. Good effort by Millage, but he just couldn't get there in time to make the catch. It's a single for Ramirez, and it'll bring up Colvin with 2 on.
There's another one of those plays that may have been hurt for the Pirates because they bunched their outfielders. We've talked about it every game we play against Pittsburgh this year. Defensively, they feel like they're better off playing their corner outfielders closer to the gaps and leaving both foul lines wide open. That little floater out into right field, just too far for Millage to go. Drops for a base hit.
Colvin has bounced around here lately. Lead off, second. Tonight he's hitting 5th and playing center.
11 starts in left field, 8 in center field, 10 in right field.
Sun still creeping through the grandstand off Clark Street. And right back to the pitcher, Karstens, to end the inning. Struck well by Colvin, but the Cubs leave 2 or scoreless after 1. Pirates and Cubs in game 2 of a 3-game series. And Mark O'Neill, the Cubs director of athletic training, wanted to send a shout out to his son Kyle, who's recovering at home from surgery today and hopefully feeling a lot better, and would love to see the Cubs win for him. So hang in there, Kyle. Called strike on Pedro Alvarez. Outside corner that time. These two guys facing each other for the first time. A slow start for Alvarez, who was recalled on June 16th. Swing and a miss. So Ted Lilly makes quick work of the rookie Alvarez for his first strikeout.
Yeah, Alvarez had a little trouble making contact his first go round here at the major league level. That's his 19th strikeout in 39 at bats. Good change up by Ted Lilly, got the youngster way out in front.
Brings up switch hitting Ryan Domit, the catcher. Inner half, strike one. Scored the game-winning run in the 9th inning last night. After a leadoff single, he would eventually be driven in by Jose Tabata to double. We're always reachable at LenonBob@Tribune.com via email, and you can follow us on Twitter.com/LenonBob as well. Chopped over the mound. Ontario is there, and Domit retired.
Yeah, big out early in the game right here, Len, with Ronnie Cedeno, the number 8 hitter at the plate. You know what a big fan I am of how that lineup rolls over. If you can retire the 8 hitter, you would have the pitcher Jeff Karstens leading off in the 3rd, and that's always a good thing.
Former Cub Ronnie Cedeno swings away and fouls back. Ted Lilly getting basically 2 runs of support per 9 innings from his team. That's the worst in the majors. And it's a half a run worse than the next guy on the list, Dallas Braden of the Oakland A's. Put a lot of pressure on Ted to be almost perfect, and he's been really good so far tonight. 2 scoreless innings to start it. Cubs back on offense when we come back. Celebrity Bat Kids, Katie Cummings from Glen Ellen, Illinois, Grant Bradkey from St. John, Indiana. For more information on how you can be a Walgreens Celebrity Bat Kid, go to WGNradio.com. Walgreens, the pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. Marlon Byrd stopping by, signing a couple of baseballs. One strike on Alfonso Soriano. Make it 0-2. Four for 8 for Soriano against Jeff Karstens. Just got a piece of that breaking ball. Karstens 27, 6'3", 185. And the Pirates got him from the Yankees in the Xavier Nady deal. We mentioned that last night. Jose Tabata, Ross Ohlendorf, Daniel McCutcheon also involved in that deal. All four of those guys are actually currently with the Pirates on their active roster. That's pretty rare. Millage makes the catch out in right.
Watch the Cubs take on the Reds this Friday at Wrigley Field. Game time is 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 5,000 children 14 and younger will receive a limited edition American Girl doll size Cubs uniform, compliments of Pepsi and Arby's.
Coy Hill, strike one. That's a place to be right now. A little sunshine, protected from the wind. I have a feeling there are a few fans who came to the park tonight in shorts and tank tops. They're not in the sun right now, and they're going, I may have to buy a Cubs jacket. And we would encourage them to go to the Cubs team store to do that. As Coy Hill finds a left field corner, he stumbled around first, almost did a header into the dirt, ends up with a stand-up double.
McCoy with a little chuckle out there at second base. All's well that ends well. Nice piece of hitting. Just flipped that ball down the left field line. It was at the knees on the outside corner. Spoiled a real good pitcher's pitch right there. And some issues rounding first base down there. Watch out. See, when you run that fast, it's hard to keep your legs under you. Your feet just want to take off on their own. I'm sure his teammates will ask him if they found the sniper that shot him after he rounded first base there. But got him right in the hamstring.
We should make him a DVD and you can hand it to him tomorrow. Boy, if you missed it. And he's going to head down to third as that ball got away from Doman. So he's 90 feet away on a passed ball charged to Doman. His fifth of the year. And only one out.
Hey, it bears pointing out, I hate to pick on Ryan Doman, but this is not an unusual sight. Real stiff hands behind the plate. It doesn't react quickly to those pitches that are all the way across the plate from his target. And that time, a pass ball that moves Coy Hill into scoring position, or rather moves him to third base with one out in the inning.
Infield coming in, and Lasting's millage about as shallow as you can play in right against a non-pitcher.
We haven't seen a lot of it since the first couple weeks of his major league career, but we know Starlin Castro has power to the opposite field, and Millage really playing him short out there in right.
Fly ball well hit as Tabata makes a catch. Here comes Hill to the plate, and the throw there. Safe. He barely got in. Ends up being a sac fly for Castro, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
I'll tell you, Len, we haven't seen a lot of Jose Tabata, but he's got a strong, accurate throwing arm. He had trouble trying to get behind the ball there, but recovers well and puts the throw close enough to make it a play at home plate. Yeah, some people may be saying, why didn't Coy Hill slide right there? tell you, you always get to your goal faster if you stay on your feet. If he goes into a slide, it may give Doman an opportunity to get that tag over in front of the plate in time. So I think Coy Hill did the right thing there.
That passed ball, a big part of this inning. 1-1 on Ted Lilly.
Ted Lilly tried something new tonight, an extreme closed stance. He's been
back up and hit him.
Just searching for that magic in that left-handed batter's box. Teddy so badly wants to be a better hitter. He's still looking for his first knock of the year. That right foot very close to home plate. The left foot a little further away, and fouled that one actually off his bat. Down off the ground and hit his bat on the follow-through.
Also with batting gloves on. Not always the case as he spins around and strikes out. The Cubs score first. It's 1-0 after 2. It resulted in a sac fly for Starlin Castro. Well, it's 1-0, and we mentioned that lack of run support for Ted Lilly. Ironically enough, the Cubs have now scored first in 10 of his 13 starts.
They just haven't continued to score while Ted Lilly's been on the mound.
The pitcher Karstens, strike one. 2 for 13, a career 102 hitter with no extra base hits. Got him, called strike 3.
That's why you like to retire that number 8 hitter to end the inning, so you can have the pitcher up there to start the next inning, and ideally start with 1 out, nobody on base, facing the top of the order. Situation Ted Lilly finds himself in right now.
Tabata fly to right to start the game. Bunch of moves for the Cubs today regarding their pitching staff. They have recalled left-hander James Russell and right-hander Jeff Stevens from AAA Iowa. And corresponding moves, Carlos Zambrano, as laid out by Jim Hendry before the game yesterday. This is going to drop into the bullpen. Foul. Put on the restricted list, and left-hander John Grabo now on the 15-day disabled list. There's Stevens next to Bob Howery, And to the right of Stevens is James Russell. Grable with a left knee sprain. Same injury that put him on the DL earlier this year, but this one more serious. And he's going to be out probably at least 3 weeks. Tabata will get a new bat. Like Lilly wanted to throw a curveball. There it is, and a ground ball right to Castro. Boy, barely got Tabata. Wow. Time now to check out today's improvement from Menards. Giving up a bunch of runs in the first inning, but after the first, they've been 3 runs better. And Ted Lilly did not give up anything in the first tonight. All your home improvement needs, shop and save big money at Menards.
A lot of the advanced scouts here tonight, a lot of the Cubs coaches making notes over there on Tabata. Boy, did he make that close at first base. A routine grounder to Castro at short, and it was a bang play over there at first.
Good curveball. 0-2 on LaRoche. Starlin Castro, Ryan Terrio, Jeff Baker among the infielders working with Alan Trammell and Ivan De Jesus about 3 hours before the game. They put in a lot of work, especially before night games. And we'll have matinees the rest of the week. Castro will backhand this ball and gets LaRoche by a couple of steps. Second straight 1-2-3 for Ted Lilly. Cubs lead 1-0 midway in the third. Cubs leading 1-0. Top of the order against right-hander Jeff Karstens, who deals a strike to Fukudome. Line shot, slicing, and Tabata goes up to get it. That was not an easy play. The ball was slicing away from the left fielder.
saw Coy Hill go to the opposite field on a pitch away. This time it's Kosuke Fukudome making a bid for extra bases. Pretty nice recovery there by the youngster Tabata, excuse me. I knew I was going to do that eventually. He will recover, make a nice leaping catch.
You say Tabata, I say Tabata. Terrio 0 for 1. Last night got his 99th career stolen base. Squares to bunt, and Karstens goes up and in. So much for that.
When you're trying to bunt for a base hit, the one thing hitting coaches will tell you is really stick your nose in there. You want to be in that strike zone, especially with the bat and then your body following. So as soon as you put that ball in play, you can bust it down that first baseline. But Ontario may have second thoughts after that pitch.
Seen it a couple of times tonight with both pitchers, Bob. The catcher putting down 3 or 4 signs, basically every sign they have before the pitcher finds it. And as a catcher, you're making suggestions, but you're also trying to find what the pitcher wants, right?
Yeah, you know, compared with what you just listened to in the advance meeting about each one of the hitters and how you want to go about getting them out. And you're right, it's just a suggestion. Ultimately, it's up to the pitcher to make the decision what pitch he wants to throw. Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN TV is sponsored in part by the Illinois Lottery Mega Millions. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $16 million.
I know it's hard to put a percentage on it, but of the guys you worked with when you caught, how many games or pitches would you say you felt like you called versus games or pitchers you worked with who called their own game and you just put down what they wanted to throw?
It was a very subjective thing. When I caught Mike Krukow, he usually threw whatever I put down there. He trusted that I knew the opposing hitters and knew the scouting report and knew his stuff well enough to call the game for him, so he rarely shook me off. I had a couple other guys on the staff that shook off nearly everything I put down there. And some nights you'll work very good with a pitcher for 2 or 3 starts in a row, and then on a given night he has a different feel. Certain pitches feel better for him, and he ends up shaking you off a lot more than you like. And that's when you go back to the bench between innings and you try to figure out what's going on. And the pitcher may tell you, I just don't have a good feel for my changeup tonight. My slider's not quite there for me yet. Let's keep mixing it in, and hopefully it'll come back to me at some point in the very near future.
And the idea of shaking off your catcher, even if the battery is right on the same page all night, sometimes you'll see the catcher tell the pitcher to shake him off.
And I think that's a good strategy, especially for young pitchers. Because you know, they're going to throw pretty much whatever the veteran catcher tells them to, and sometimes that can get a little predictable in certain counts. So you're right, we've seen Giovanni Soto do it, we've seen Coy Hill do it. Some teams actually have a sign for the pitcher to shake his head no out there on the mound, just to plant a seed of doubt in that hitter's mind.
1-2 on Derek. Pirates got their deepest start of the year last night from left-hander Paul Maholm. He was really good. They still don't have a complete game. He went 8. Pirates and Dodgers, the only 2 teams in baseball without a complete game this year. LaRoche camped underneath, and that's it. Cubs go down quietly 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. They lead the Pirates 1-0. underway in the fourth. One strike on Andrew McCutchen. He and Garrett Jones with back-to-back two-out singles in the first, representing all the Pirates base runners to this point. High fly ball. Fukudome with a beat on it, calling off Tyler Colvin.
The third annual Road to Wrigley, presented by PNC Bank, returns to Wrigley Field on Wednesday, July 7th, with $2 parking and tickets starting at just $5. Fans can get a major league feel for minor league prices. Don't miss the excitement with the famous chicken and fun prizes throughout the game. Order your tickets today at Cubs.com.
Inside to Garrett Jones. Happy 25th.
Indeed. If you follow the advice on the left, you got a good chance of reaching number 25 or 35 or 45.
You should put a lanyard on that sign. Just wear it for the next 25. Slow windup by Lilly. He caught the corner. 1-2. I have to think that windup makes his pitches feel a little faster.
A very slow, deliberate windup. A lot of moving parts, and then that 87 to 88 mile an hour fastball seems to catch a lot of major league hitters by surprise. That and the fact that Ted Lilly has such a reputation of being a breaking ball pitcher, I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. There was a time in his career where he relied heavily on that big curveball, but the slider has actually been his go-to breaking pitch for the past couple of years.
And Jones, nice piece of hitting on the curveball, and he's 2 for 2 against Lilly tonight. Hey, Cub fans, don't forget to check in on our WGN Baseball blog on WGNTV.com. Click on the sports link, look for Len and Bob's Baseball blog. I have a post on the Cubs' current status. Get the list of seventh inning stretch singers for this homestand. You can view our new podcast as well. We have game notes from stats and much more at WGNTV.com. Part of the problem throughout this season series is that the Cubs have let the Pirates hang around. Based on their record, Bob, and where they are in the standings, they're a pretty young team. You feel like if you get up 4-0, 5-1, you can really put this team away. But the Cubs have not been able to do it pretty much all year. And clearly the Pirates have confidence playing against the Cubs.
Well, and because they played so many close ball games, regardless of the opposition, if you only have to score a run or two to tie the game or take a lead, just about any team in baseball feels like they're capable of doing that. You're right. When you get a team down, especially a team that has struggled as much as the Pirates have this year, you really got to stomp on their neck, keep them down. As well as the Pirates have played against the Cubs this year, they only have one player in their lineup with double digits in home runs, and that's the man at first base, Garrett Jones. They're not the kind of team that's going to come back from a big deficit with the long ball and with extra base hits.
That came right back to Coy Hill, and they're going to get Jones. The ball seemed to hit Millage and came right back to the catcher. So a fortuitous bounce for the Cubs, and they get Jones.
Coy Hill has very good behind the plate, but sometimes you have to be a little bit lucky. You're right, that ball bounced up, hit Millage in the thigh, came right back to Coy Hill, and he makes a perfect throw to Theriot, who just lays the glove down there in front of the base. Jones slides right into the tag.
Can't really blame Jones for taking off.
And fans may be saying a perfect throw. That ball was in the dirt, but it was a very short hop. It was right in front of the bag, and middle infielders can handle that one with no problems. It's that longer hop that hits on the infield grass or just beyond the infield grass in front of second base. It's a little more dicey for a second baseman and a shortstop to make the play and still get the tag down.
Payoff pitch. Millage fouled it off himself. Millage with just one home run, and that came on Sunday in Oakland. And he's a corner outfielder. Those are the guys who usually lead the team in home runs. Ball 4, he takes the walk.
Millage has never really been a big-time home run hitter. He did have 14 homers in 138 games for the Washington Nationals back in 08, but even looking at his minor league numbers, he's never been a big home run hitter, which is unusual for a corner outfielder.
Here's Alvarez for the second time, and he golfs it high in the air to center. Tyler Colvin standing by, leaning over. Bottom 4 coming up. Cubs lead 1-0.
The drinkability of Bud Light with the refreshing taste of lime.
Ramos leading off the Cubs 4th. Customs hits the outside corner for a strike. But Tracy Ringlesby from FoxSports.com reporting that Mark Pryor is going to work out at USC tomorrow. And there will be a lot of Major League scouts in attendance. He has not pitched in the majors since he made 9 appearances with the Cubs 4 years ago. Still only 29 years old. also says he has been working with USC pitching coach Tom House. He has worked with Mark for a long time, going back to high school. Former Cub Michael Barrett signed a minor league deal with the New York Mets as he tries to resume what has been an injury-plagued career the last couple years. Swing and a miss to strike out Ramirez. Time now to look at our PNC Cubs achiever. We look at National League rookies not named Strasburg. He doesn't count in this discussion. Look at Tyler Colvin. He leads all rookies in home runs per at bat, hitting a homer every 13.9 at bats. Jason Hayward is now on the disabled list with a left thumb injury. PNC Bank proud to be an official sponsor of the Chicago Cubs and just as proud to support the fans and community who cheer them on. PNC, for the achiever in us all.
It seems like Tyler Colvin has had a number of starts recently against left-handed pitching as well, and he's responded. A .282 hitter against left-handed pitching, .290 against right-handers coming into play tonight.
Bounced back to Karstens. Jason Hayward among the leaders in All-Star votes in the outfield, but he will not play in the All-Star game because of the injury. Jason Hayward second right now among all National League outfielders. Soriano launches deep to left, top of the back, on the track, gone. His 12th, and it's 2-0. Front row of the bleachers in left center.
That's what you do with a hanging curveball. That one came with a recipe on it. Keep your shoulder in, don't overstride, use your hands. Even with the wind blowing straight in from center field tonight, no doubt about that one. It only got into the front row, but Fonzie really crushed that curveball.
Coy Hill into right. Big turnaround first. He's going to try for two again, and he'll get in. Miller's throw offline. No stumble that time for Coy.
Boy, and that was an in-your-face run to second base by Coy Hill. That play is right in front of him. Millage got to the ball in pretty good shape. He's tied for the lead with 5 outfield assists for the Pirates this year, but overthrew that ball back to the infield well offline. Coy Hill with his second double of the game.
Castro will not get a chance here. They will intentionally walk him to face Ted Lilly.
Sixth intentional walk of the season for Starlin Castro, leading the ball club. I'm sure that's something he didn't see much of in the minor leagues. Starlin Castro, normally a middle of the lineup hitter, in his brief ascent through the Cubs minor league system. And when you walk the 3-hitter, you got to deal with the 4-hitter.
Boy, you're good at math.
Yeah.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-1230. Ruth. Nice night to be on the rooftops, be in the bleachers, just be in Wrigleyville in general.
Second at bat, stance number 2 for Ted Lilly.
Curveball strike. What is it? Cal Ripken all of a sudden?
Oh, Cal Ripken used to change his stance almost every at bat of a ball game. If it didn't feel right, he'd do something different. Kind of a moral victory for Ted, having the check swing called a no swing.
Squared to bunt, took ball 2.
I like it. I've been telling Teddy all summer, listen, take a look at those corner infielders when you're at the plate, regardless of the situation. If they're playing you back, think about dropping a bunt. Ted Lilly's a real good sacrifice bunter. That time was thinking about bunting for a base hit and took it for ball 2. And that draws Alvarez in a little bit from third base. Now he's going to retreat as the pitch is delivered.
Deep drive for Lilly. And Cedeno will catch it on the warning track of the infield. Soriano with a home run makes it 2-0. How would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Alfonso Soriano with his second homer in 3 games. And the Cubs now lead by 2. 1-0 on Ryan Doman. Beautiful shot of downtown Chicago from atop the scoreboard. A happy birthday wish to Jerry Spizak watching tonight in Crystal Falls, Michigan, cheering on the Cubs. Cub fan was sitting, but you could tell he was on his toes, ready for any foul ball. Can't bear to watch, apparently.
Well, she's been watching the pitchers and catchers talk to each other, so when she talks to her mom, she wants to make sure nobody knows what they're talking about, so she puts her glove up in front of her face. Hey, Mom, Billy was in my room again last night. Telling me to stay away from my stuff.
He's run at full 3-2. Doman hitting 7th. Cedeno 8th, and then the pitcher Karstens. Going in, and Doman makes them pay. It's 2-1. Now, if you're going to go in, you got to really go in, and he was able to turn on it, and he crushed it out for his 7th of the year.
Well, when given an option, most teams turn Ryan Doman around to the right side of the plate. He's a little of a less patient hitter as a right-hander, but as he showed right here, he's got big-time pop when you make a mistake from the middle of the plate in.
Like a missed location, that ball caught too much of the middle of the plate. And with the wind blowing in, that is how you hit a home run. Ronnie Cedeno gets a hold of one. Colvin gliding as he makes a catch.
Let's check out who's moving forward with Toyota. There it is. Take a look at where Ted Lilly ranks with winning percentage by Cubs left-handers, minimum of 100 starts. Tied with Hippo Vaughn with a .590 winning percentage. He'll slide right by that tonight after he picks up the victory. Toyota and your local Toyota dealers, official partners of the Chicago Cubs.
Did you see who the all-time leader was, Bob? Jack Pafabulous Pfeister.
Pfeister. They named a hotel after him, didn't they?
Two strikes quickly on Jeff Karstens. And he strikes out swinging. That's the Trump Tower. Part of the great downtown skyline. Hancock Building on the left. And the Willis Tower, formerly the Sears Tower, on the right. We were going to go up to the top of the Willis Tower, Bob, a few months ago, and there was a wind advisory. We were not allowed to go up. So my first thought was, what, is the building going to tip over? I'm thinking it just sways a little bit, might take your stomach away. So we'll try it some other time, but I'd like to do it.
Amazing views from up there. On a clear day.
One and two on Tabata. Doman leading off the inning with a long home run to left to make it 2-1. Derek Lee will scoop and step on first. We'll see Derek at the plate after Cucadome and Terrio in the bottom of the fifth. side to the leadoff man, Kosuke Fukudome. 0 for 2, hit a ball very well in the third inning. Robbed by Tabata. Another well struck ball. Cedeno, man. Safe as Jones came off the bag. Ronnie got up quickly and fired. He had a little more time than he thought. The throw is offline, and it will be a hit for Fukudome.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Len. Cedeno had a lot more time than he realized because that ball was hit so hard. That'll go down as an infield hit for Kosuke Fukudome. If you make an errant throw, bad enough to pull Jones off the bag, although he wasn't off the bag, our replay clearly showed he had the ball in his glove. Had his left foot all over the base there. He eventually came off the bag, and Fukudome's called safe.
Well, Jerry Meals missed it. See if the Cubs can take advantage. There goes Kosuke. Terrio pops it up. Jones is going to make the catch. Fukudome better hurry. And he's safe. Well, you know what, Bob? Maybe that's a makeup for the in the neighborhood play we saw last night where Ronnie Cedeno was nowhere near second base on a force out.
Well, maybe Jerry Meals lives in a big neighborhood because Cedeno was about 5 feet off the bag out there at second base on a double play turn, and Pirates got the out call anyway.
Seven-game hitting streak for Derek. He singled in the first.
You know, the Cubs have not run much this year, but they've had great success against the Pirates. A perfect 7 for 7. Talked about Domet behind the plate last night. He surrendered 57 stolen bases in 61 attempts.
Fly ball to right. Millage took a look back. He never did get to the warning track and able to make the catch. Don't miss your chance to be part of the brand new PNC Club of Chicago. The new club, located down the third base line, offers high-end catering, a top-shelf bar, indoor and outdoor seating, and other benefits that allow for a truly all-inclusive game day experience. Membership also includes parking for every home game. To reserve your season tickets in the PNC Club of Chicago, call 773-404-4200. Here's a pitch to Aramis. Low and away. As we mentioned, Karstens has done a little bit of everything this year. He's been in the bullpen. He has started. This is his 9th starting assignment. 2-2 with a 4.27 as a starter, which, as we said in the open, is okay. He has gone into the 6th inning 7 times. The victim of a blown save Thursday in Texas in his last start. And on the hands and fought off foul. 6 scoreless innings here at Wrigley on August 1st of 08 in his Pirate debut, combined on a 3-0 shutout. Been really good against righties this year, and the lefties have killed him. Fukudome runs again. Out. Not so sure. At the end of 5, 2-1 Cubs. first, and Ryan Doumit got the benefit of the call as he nails his 5th base stealer of the year.
Well, with the naked eye, it looked like Fukudome easily got under the tag, but on the slow motion replay, you could see the tag was applied up near the knee before the foot was actually on the bag.
Find out more of what's possible at ATT.com. ATT, rethink possible. 1-0 on Andy LaRoche, who applied that tag. Fouls it off. We got an email from Terry Castleman. Terry and Laurel Castleman, living in beautiful Lake of the Ozarks, cheering on the Cubs on WGN America. The question is for you, but I'll help you out if you want it. How many left-handed catchers have ever played in the majors?
Well, I know one, Mike Squires.
Mike Squires. Now, I thought he caught more than he did. He only caught 2 innings for the White Sox back in 1980. I once read an article about why you don't see left-handed catchers. Dale Long with the Cubs in the 50s. The way they frame pitches. I think part of it is a lot of most batters are right-handed, so when you're throwing to second base, you get a better angle if you're a right-handed thrower. But in the end, Bob, I don't see why you see none.
And also your throws to second base as a left-hander will naturally tail to the shortstop side of the bag, whereas the right-handers would tail more toward the runner. I don't know. The lefties are smarter than we give them credit for. Diana Dale from Kelowna is tonight's Hit the Jackpot with Powerball contestant. If the Cubs hit a home run in the next inning, Diana Dale will win 100 chances to win the Powerball jackpot. Wednesday's jackpot is worth $27 million.
Dale Long caught an inning and 2/3 for the Cubs in 1958. So even the guys who did catch seem to be more of just a quick experiment than anything else.
I know there's a lot of bullpen catchers that are left-handed. Lester Strode has a left-handed catcher's mitt he uses to warm up pitchers from time to time.
How about this? Maybe even more rare. Don Mattingly with 2 career starts at third base and 1/3 of an inning at second base. Left-handed thrower. That's a strike to McCutchen. 2-2. I know we'll see Don Mattingly on the next trip in Los Angeles. I'll have to remember to ask him what that experience was like and how it came to be. It's something he wanted to do, something he had to do.
Well, the one real advantage I can think of for a left-handed throwing catcher would be pickoffs at first base. I mean, your right shoulder is naturally pointed that direction. It would be a very easy, quick throw for a left-hander to try to pick a guy off first.
You know what? We don't have to ask Don Mattingly. It was in 1986. His manager was Lou Piniella.
Okay.
We'll ask Lou. Tyler Colvin makes the grab. Two double plays for Don Mattingly at third base. That had to look weird. And he won a Gold Glove that year, not as a third baseman, as a first baseman. 159 starts at first base and 2 at third in 1986.
Just the physics of a left-handed thrower trying to start a double play from third base. It's not easy.
I think one of the other things might be for a catcher, if you're a lefty and you have a good arm, they're probably going to make you a pitcher.
Good point.
Jones bounces. Lee will backhand and get it to Lilly in time to end the inning. Nice 1-2-3. Cubs maintaining a 2-1 lead on a beautiful night. Aramis Ramirez leading off for the second straight at bat as he grounds to former teammate Ronnie Cedeno. 1 out. Cub fans, if you want to manage the game along with Lou Piniella, maybe insert a left-handed throwing shortstop, log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio and play sets, hot tubs, and more. Not a whole lot more of the sun.
It'll be back.
If you could drive west really, really, really fast. Boy, that's going really fast.
No, actually, it's not moving.
No, you're right. Well, everything's moving. You want to get really metaphysical.
Yeah.
Colvin grounds. Roche throws him out. Let's see what's coming up on WGN. Soriano with a home run in the 4th inning. That's pretty significant because in the next half inning, top of the 5th, Ryan Doumit would lead off with a home run.
Time to take a look at our BMW ultimate drive of the game. Alfonso Soriano back in the 4th inning, punished a hanging breaking ball into the front row of the bleachers in left field. Only BMW offers ultimate service. Buy a BMW now and pay 0 maintenance costs for 4 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first.
High fly again to left. Back near the wall, and this one will go. Looked a lot like the homer he hit on the south side. A towering fly ball. So he stays hot. His second homer tonight. It's 3-1.
Alfonso Soriano with his 13th home run of the season, second tonight, and Diana Dale wins 100 chances to win the Powerball jackpot on Wednesday. Ball was hit a mile in the air. I didn't know if it had a chance to get out of here with the wind blowing in, but Soriano really crushed that ball. That is 2 at-bats in a row. He has really squared up the Pirates right-hander.
25th time in his career he's hit at least 2 homers. Second time this year. Went deep a couple of times on May 2nd against Arizona. His 303rd career homer. So Soriano is now 6 for 9 against Jeff Karstens. I'm sorry, 6 for 11. I can't add. But I know that's good. Two-two to Coy Hill. And Millage. Nope, it's going to be McCutchen. So Soriano with a couple of homers tonight. Cubs lead 3-1.
Content disgrace. That's the Steep Water Band with the Stars look good tonight. Budweiser, it's what we do.
Alfonso Soriano looks good tonight. Couple of homers. And the Cubs lead by 2. Hastings Millage banged that one off the mask of Coy Hill.
That might have been a 2-cushion bang shot. I think it hit both Coy Hill's mask and maybe caught the edge of Dale Scott's mask.
Neither flinched. Foul.
Let's take a look at that foul ball and see if it got both of the men in gear. Yeah, just a grazer off of Dale Scott as it went to the backstop off the forehead of Coy Hill's mask.
Teddy's 2-2 to Millage. Easy pop up for Lee. Still time to get great seats, including bleachers for Cubs games this summer. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Call 1-800-THE-CUBS or visit the Wrigley Field box office. Also, the Cubs honoring the 50th anniversary of Ron Santo's debut with the team back in 1960. And a limited allotment of $10 bleacher seats throughout this homestand are available. You can enter the promo code Santo when purchasing bleacher tickets on Cubs.com. Great to see all those Santo 50 pennants lining the roof of the ballpark. Nice pregame ceremony last night. Those should be there throughout the rest of the week. And Ron got a signed flag from the entire Cubs team. Castro able to simply knock it down, won't make a throw. Alvarez is on with an infield hit. Make sure you check out our Len and Bob's weekly podcast, now up for viewing on WGNTV.com. Ryan Doumit representing the tying run. Left-hander Javier Lopez up for the Pirates as they get near the bottom of their order. Mike and Mike in the morning will handle the stretch tonight. Mike Golick, Mike Greenberg.
Mike and Mike at night here with Wrigley Field.
This is about the time they're calling it a night. We'll find out what their hours are. 3-0. Cedeno on deck. Nobody up in the Cubs pen. Just caught the inside corner. Just as I say that, I'm seeing some stirring down in the home bullpen. The lefty is Sean Marshall on the right. The righty is on the left, Brian Schlitter. What a nice, impressive major league debut last night. Doumit turns on it, and it's going to land fair. And they have the tying runs in scoring position with only one out. Big night for Doumit with a homer and a double.
I think he was out in front of that pitch just a little bit, but able to keep it fair down into that left field corner. I mentioned it earlier. Doumit is a guy that most teams turn around to the right side. He's not as accomplished an average hitter from the right side of the plate, but having a good night against Ted Lilly here tonight.
There's Ronnie Cedeno. And again, the two guys in the pen really cranking it up. Cubs will give up one here. The key guy's at second right now. Cedeno pops it up, swinging at that first pitch. Big second out as Starlin Castro makes the catch.
Well, we've seen a lot of that this year. Usually it's a Cubs hitter that gets overly aggressive with runners in scoring position and chases that first pitch. But Ronnie Cedeno does Ted Lilly a big favor that time by swinging at the first pitch. And now John Russell will send a left-handed pinch hitter, Ryan Church, to the plate against Ted Lilly. I think that speaks more of the condition of some of the guys he's got available off the bench. We showed you Bobby Crosby's injury in the ball game last night. The only right-handed hitter he has available. He does have 3 switch hitters available off the bench, but one of them, Neil Walker, also suffering from concussion-like symptoms.
Church pinch hit in the 9th last night and walked. So he hits for Karstens. Outside, ball 1. Alvarez at third, Domet at second. So 1 hit for Church against Lilly, and it was a home run. Fouled off. 1-2. Ryan Church was primarily a left-handed pitcher in college at Nevada before converting to the outfield in his final year. I'm assuming with his last name he pitched a lot on Sunday. And a 1-2 from Lilly, swing and a miss. Stretch time with Mike and Mike.
Conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game are from ESPN Radio, Mike and Mike.
All right, we're back in better than ever.
Top of the 7th with no damage, second and third, 1 out. The Pirates did not score, so it's still 3-1. And they go into their bullpen. Left-hander Javier Lopez will face Starlin Castro. And then Xavier Nady's going to hit for the pitcher, Lilly. Great to have with us Mike Greenberg, Mike Golick, Mike and Mike in the morning. Outstanding radio show. And actually, Bob said, you know, it's Mike and Mike in the evening now.
Yeah.
What time do you guys usually have to call it a night to get up early?
I usually stay just through the 7th inning stretch, and that's generally just about all we get. And after that, we turn into a pumpkin. But what a thrill this was to sing again here. It's our second time. Great to see you guys again. It's really a lot of fun.
I will stay up all night to do this. I mean, this is so much fun to do. I karaoke all the time, so I'm just, I'm right in my element here.
It's low to Castro.
And we've been good luck for the Cubs every time we've done this, which is a total so far of once.
Yes.
Won.
Yeah.
And we're ahead tonight, so hopefully we'll be good luck again.
If we're 2-0, you got to believe they're going to invite us back.
Absolutely. If you know the general manager, Jim Hendry, he's very superstitious, so you guys may be singing the rest of the week if the Cubs win tonight.
Get in the seats.
Yeah, we had a nice conversation with him this morning on our radio program about the current situation going on.
With Carlos Zambrano, which is obviously unfortunate for everybody involved, but I think the Cubs handled it well, and hopefully, as Jim Hendry told us this morning, he is still young enough that he can put together a second act of some sort, and obviously that would be best for the Cubs if he can do it. There's still a lot of money left on the table for him.
That's the big thing. With that much, you don't want to give up on somebody, number one, and number two, and there's that much invested already. You'd like to see what kind of return on investment you can get.
And we'll be back at the earliest right after the All-Star break. It's a strike. Let's check out the ceremonial first pitches from Golick and Greenberg.
I threw a strike. I'm telling you right now, this was a good pitch I threw.
I bounced it last year, so I just wanted to make it to the plate. That's all I cared about. Never did I think 60 feet 6 inches would be so red brainy on me.
I thought that was a fair ball.
It's amazing. The first time we ever did this was here last year, and I did. I barely cleared the grass and put a dirt mark on the ball. Went to Cleveland. I bounced it again, and me, the former athlete, is bouncing it, and this geek who I do radio with 4 hours a day is making it to home plate.
I'll tell you, after you throw it, though, now you get the measure of it. It's sort of like your second putt. I was dying to throw another one. I felt so good out there.
Oh, don't get cocky, please. That's all I'm becoming.
In a blowout, maybe they could put us in.
Stop it.
2-2 on Castro.
He said,
out of the left center. Go ahead, Mike. That's fine.
He's going to try and take two. And he's in there safely. I tell you what. If B.J. Upton was playing center field, that might have been inside the park home run.
Oh, stop it. That was just like the show. He interrupts me all the time, too. That was exactly like the show.
Was it me, or did you say take it, Mike?
No, I did.
He was just being nice. He really wanted you to shut up.
I call a lot of those.
My dream moment.
Wow. We're guests up here.
Leadoff man on, in scoring position for Xavier Nady. So why won't Notre Dame join the Big Ten? Everybody else is.
Oh, boy. I had a time, a minute and a half.
We got to put you on the spot since you guys put your guests on the spot.
Forget about Notre Dame. We're excited that Northwestern is coming to play football here at Wrigley Field this year, and I will definitely be here for that game.
Yeah, you
against Illinois.
You and tens of others. I apologize, Goodman. Sorry about that.
Conveniently forgets the last time Northwestern and Notre Dame played football against each other. Northwestern won.
1922. The reason they're not going to join the Big Ten is if the super conferences were made, if the Pac-10 became the Pac-16, then I think the Big Ten would have tried to go to 16 and they would have raided the Big East, and then other schools would have filled the Big East, and I think Notre Dame would have.
Broken bat fly ball. McCutcheon will catch it, and Castro will hold.
They would have probably gone then for the other sports. All the other sports are in the Big East, and if the Big East started filling their conference with teams, say, from other smaller conferences, I think Notre Dame would have felt that their other sports needed to move over. So that's the reason they'd have gone to the Big Ten. And certainly the Big Ten's not going to just let Notre Dame's other sports be there. The football team would have to be there as well. So I think under that scenario, Notre Dame may have gone. But once Texas, kept things Big 12-ish, even though they're really 10.
Right.
While the Big 10 is really 12. Figure all that out. I think all that super conference talk stops, so Notre Dame will remain independent, which I am very happy with.
I hope the baseball game isn't getting in your way, Go. Look at your conversation.
They asked me a question. I'm just trying to answer here. We're between pitches. You notice how I don't interrupt them? They're doing their job, and you're jumping all over everybody.
Bob Brenly, what do you have for
Yeah,
us?
Bob, feel free. I mean, Green taking your airtime, too.
I just wonder what all the math departments at the various universities think about, 16 teams in the Pac-10 and 12 teams in the Big Ten. And
You know what's amazing with the whole thing is I wish somebody would just come out and say this was a money thing. Greeny said it best on the air. He said this was like the California gold rush. That's what it was. Everybody was going for the big buck. And you know what? That's okay. Just let's not try and say, well, the student athletes and academically. I mean, because that's not what it's about.
Meantime, we could use a base hit and an insurance run here.
Greeny, where's LeBron going to end up?
I think he's going to end up here. I think he's going to come to Chicago. When it all's said and done, I think LeBron, James, and Chris Bosh will wind up here. I would not rule out the possibility they will both go down to Miami to play with Dwayne Wade. But if I had to bet on it right now, and this is more a guess than anything else, I would guess he'll be here.
I have said, and I'll stay with it, that I don't know that he would come here under the shadow of the Michael Jordan statue every time he goes to play at the arena. Now, I know we're talking about a guy in LeBron who's working on a legacy all time, not just right now, and I don't know if he wants to be under that shadow, so that's why I'm not sure about Chicago.
3-0 on Kosuke. Swinging away, 3-1.
I want to ask you guys about your singing. I mean, last year you were okay.
Yeah.
This year, it's obvious you've been practicing.
We stepped it up. You know what? I'm a karaoke guy. I'm a big Brandy singer, in the karaoke. I like to go slow, kind of love songish. So I kind of tried to bring that out a little bit tonight.
I thought you meant after you had some brandy.
Oh, well, no, I took care of that, too.
Golick singing love songs.
I'm a sensitive guy. All right, I even can't believe that one.
Cubs leading 3-1. Soriano with 2 homers tonight. That's strike 2.
Got a chance to talk to Lou Piniella before the game for just a couple of minutes, and we've known Lou Piniella a long time, for a lot of years, and it's sort of tough to see him going through this season. And he was very pragmatic about it. He said, we just got to hit, guys. It's just that simple. We just got to start hitting. We start hitting, we're going to be okay. So I love about you managers. You always see things in a very crystal way. He doesn't see big pictures. Guys, we just got to hit. It's as simple as that. We could use a hit right now.
Kosuke strikes out. That has been it, Mike. It really has. This team has gotten good enough pitching. We had the number earlier. Ted Lilly has not gotten more than 3 runs in support all year. And they're sitting on 3 right now as John Russell is going to make a change. With the right-handed hitting Ryan Theriot coming up. Brendan Donnelly is coming in. Mike and Mike, thanks so much for stopping by, guys.
Thank you for having us. It was a great pleasure.
Donnelly makes his Wrigley Field debut tonight. Been around for a while, but prior to this appearance, he had never before worked here in the friendly confines. This is his 32nd different ballpark in his 9-year major league career. 1 ball, no strikes to Ryan Theriot.
You know, Len, there may be some fans out there who have heard us use the term when referring to a pitcher, a herky-jerky delivery. This is a very definition of a herky-jerky delivery. A lot of moving body parts. Steps way to the first base side, opens up that front side, throws a hard sinker, a hard slider. He's had some issues throwing strikes this year, nearly as many base on balls as hits allowed.
DL time earlier this year with a left oblique strain.
You know, sometimes a delivery like this just evolves over the course of a player's career. He finds something that works for him, he sticks with it, and then makes some slight adjustments here and there, but anything to try to disrupt that hitter's rhythm at the plate.
Two to Theriot.
I mean, Ted Lilly has a lot of moving parts, but everything about his delivery is very smooth. A lot of quick jerking action in that delivery by Brendan Donnelly.
An All-Star in 2003. Got the win for the American League that year. Bounced around the minors for a long time, from 92 to 01, before hooking on with the Angels. Been released by both Chicago teams and several other organizations. Replacement player in 1995, so he is not in the union. And because of that, his name did not appear on the Angels' 2002 World Series memorabilia. Kevin Millar was in the same situation with the Red Sox. Ball foul. The only guy still warming up in the Cubs pen is Sean Marshall, so we'll see him in the 8th. Ted Lilly really good tonight. 7 innings, only 1 run. Stay tuned. Coming up after the ball game, the WGN News. Mark Sapelsa, Lourdes Duarte with the news. Tom Skilling with the weather. Rich King with the sports. See if the Cubs can get another run for Ted Lilly. You're stuck on 3. That's really remarkable. 13 starts, no more than 3 runs. 3 might be all they need. Inside to fill it up, 3-2 with Derek Leondale.
4 has been the magic number, though. The Cubs are 27-11 this season when they score 4 or more runs. Only 6-32 when they score fewer than 4.
9-pitch at bat. Starlin Castro began the inning with a double. He's still at second. There are 2 outs. And another pitch. Now he fouled. Jeff Karsten's charged with just 2 earned runs, 3 overall in his 6 innings. Javier Lopez got a couple of outs here in the 7th. And that runner at second is on his record. Only taking a lot of time between pitches. Ball 4, he walked him. So 2 on for Derek. Ryan Theriot, Bob, when he's at his best, he's a grinder, pesky. We have seen him make a lot of outs on first pitches over the last few weeks. That was a terrific plate appearance.
Really good plate appearance. Fouled off a lot of borderline pitches that maybe not in the strike zone, but way too close to take once he got to 2 strikes. Able to stay alive in the at bat until eventually drawing ball 4.
Called strike on Derek Lee. Now, you can take as much time as you need with men on base, but Brendan Donnelly is certainly in no hurry.
Yeah, he's not in any rush to deliver that next pitch. He's operating under that theory that the longer he has it, the less chance Derek Lee has to hit it.
Oh, 2. Both arguing that pitch with Dale Scott.
Well, the problem as a hitter, and we've talked about this many times, it's not where the catcher catches the ball, it's where it crosses the front of home plate. But when you turn around as a batter and see that catcher's glove about 2 inches off the ground, it certainly makes you believe that the pitch was low when it crossed the front of home plate.
Inside, 2-2. Struck him out to end the threat. Cubs lead 2. Bullpen will try to hold him the rest of the way. Here comes Sean Marshall.
at 3-1 for the Pirates. Garrett Jones had a big night, 2 for 3, hitting .400 against the Cubs this season. Coy Hills had himself a good night with a couple of doubles. Soriano with a great night, 2 solo home runs, his 25th multi-homer game. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2010 Honda CR-V.
Jose Tabata against left-hander Sean Marshall. One ball, no strikes. Setting up for Carlos Marmol, who has actually looked human the last couple of nights, so hopefully he can get it back on track in the 9th tonight. Outside corner, 2-1 on the Pirate leadoff man. LaRoche and McCutchen coming up. E.J. Carrasco and Evan Meek. Swing and a miss, strike 3. BB Bud Light rocks Chicago with a return of the Bud Light Concert Series. REO Speedwagon at Pat Benatar playing Charter One Pavilion July 18th. Get your tickets at livenation.com. Summer Concert Series brought to you by Bud Light. Live music and Bud Light. Here we go. You'd just say love is a battlefield, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Yes, dear. You're right. I'm sorry. That's all the proof you need right there. REO Speedwagon, Kevin Cronin, Dave Amato. Those guys still rocking it.
There's a closer. 1-1 to LaRoche. Ontario with a good effort, but he just couldn't get up far enough to get it. And LaRoche will bring the tying run to the plate in Andrew McCutchen. So it's McCutchen who is 1 for 3, a single his first time, and flyouts to right and center. Big swing by McCutchen. Wild game in Cincinnati. The Reds got 2 in the 6th and then a 2-out 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th to tie the Phillies. That was off Brad Lidge. Phillies, however, have come back with 3 in the 10th. It's 9-6. Reds won last night as Scott Rowland hit his 300th career home run. Two strikes. Bad night for Mike Leake. 6 runs in 6 innings. I think Arthur Rhodes, who gave up 3 tonight, those are the first runs he gave up this year. Find that out. He had given up 1 run prior to tonight. Denard Span with 3 triples tonight for the Twins. Trying to get back into first in their division. The AL Central leading Detroit 10-3. In the bottom of the 5th, Minnesota a half game back of Detroit after the Tigers won last night. Also, Edwin Rodriguez will finish the year as the Florida Marlins manager. That was announced tonight in Puerto Rico, where the Marlins are playing the New York Mets. Rodriguez lives about 5 minutes from the ballpark in Puerto Rico. And there were all kind of reports that Bobby Valentine was going to end up managing the Marlins after Freddie Gonzalez got fired, but they're going to stick with the guy who took over. Edwin Rodriguez, the first native of Puerto Rico to manage in the big leagues. Marshall with a 1-2 way inside, almost hit McCutchen. This is a pretty big part of this game because of where the Pirates are in their order. McCutchen and then Jones on deck.
And that's why you're seeing Sean Marshall face McCutchen in this situation. I want to make sure to have Sean in the game to face Garrett Jones if necessary.
McCutchen's not going to go down without a fight. Keeps battling Marshall. 2 homers tonight for Albert Pujols. The Cardinals lead the Diamondbacks 6-0 after a big late comeback win last night. Prince Fielder has gone deep twice for Milwaukee. So has the starter Giovanni Gallardo. And the Brewers lead Houston 7-4 in the 7th. Milwaukee a game ahead of the Cubs for 3rd. How about 2? They get 1, they get 2, and that ends the Pirate 8th. The Cubs will try to tack on, leading by 2. Pitch. And Lincoln against Tom Gorzolani, a former Pirate. DJ.
Oh my.
DJ Carrasco. Ramirez pops it up. And a sliding grab by McCutchen. Almost another outfield collision, but LaRoche healing off. He's kind of like the drummer in Spinal Tap. Didn't want to spontaneously combust, so he avoided the collision.
Yeah, he gets out of the way right here. Not sure if McCutchen called for that ball or not, but LaRoche said we're running out of second baseman. I think I'm going to pull up short on this one, let the outfielder take it, and that's a nice sliding catch by Andrew McCutchen.
Foul strike. And Tyler Colvin. Jones, Millage, and Alvarez due up for the Pirates in the ninth. And this will drop down. Foul, just foul. The ball's going to slice off the bat of a left-handed hitter, and it sliced a little too much. Carrasco, the fourth Pirate pitcher to work tonight. I have his first name Daniel. I just have a middle initial J. Daniel J. DJ.
I'm going to leave here and go straight to a local club and spin some discs.
Royal and White Sox. $36,914 inside Wrigley Field tonight. Jones to Carrasco. And a nice hand for Alfonso Soriano. 2 homers tonight, providing the difference to this point. Rams did get the lead in the second on the sac fly by Castro, haven't trailed since. And Soriano with those 2 big homers.
It goes without saying, it's good to see Fonzie flexing his muscles, hitting a couple of home runs into the wind here at Wrigley Field tonight, especially after that diving play he made out in left field last night where he rolled over on his left wrist, spent the rest of the ball game kind of shaking it out. We wondered how he would be today. Well, he appears to be okay.
Out to the third baseman Alvarez. We're going to head to the 9th inning with the Cubs leading the Pirates 3-1.
The largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Cubs.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
Strike one to Garrett Jones. Defensive changes. Soriano out. Colvin from center to left, and Marlon Byrd apparently is speed skating out there in center. Found back 2 strikes. As Carlos Marmol had a rough one on Sunday in a non-save spot. Gave up 3. The Cubs did beat the White Sox 8-6 last night. He was not charged with the loss, but he did give up the game-winning RBI double. Broken bat roller to Terrio for out number 1. Big chance for the Pirates, Bob, came in the 7th. They had 2nd and 3rd, 1 out against Ted Lilly, but then Ronnie Cedeno, very aggressive, popped out to the shortstop, and pinch hitter Ryan Church struck out. When you're a team that's last in the majors in runs, you have opportunities like that. You better come through, or you're probably going to come up short. Good slider. 1-2. Pedro Alvarez on deck. Punched foul the other way. Five career saves for Marmol against the Pirates. A 1.83 ERA in 30 career appearances. Swing and a miss, 2 down.
Now with Marmol, we know the command of that slider kind of comes and goes from outing to outing, sometimes from batter to batter, but so far tonight he has been locked in on that outside corner with the slider.
Alvarez fouls back. This is the guy he wants to get. Ryan Doumit locked in tonight with a homer and a double. WGN News coming up right after the ball game. Strike away. And he went. Cubs win. Umpire Dale Scott made the call.